Elon Musk, according to a new report, committed sexual assault and paid hush money to stop the woman from saying anything about it. Now, remember, Elon Musk, according to him, he is a free speech absolutist. He wants everyone to have their freedom of speech, especially on social media, but obviously not at his company and not on SpaceX, all right? A former SpaceX attendant, flight attendant, alleged Elon Musk exposed his genitalia to her and offered to buy her a horse during a massage. Insider reported the company paid the woman $250,000 as part of a non-disclosure agreement and severance package stemming from the alleged 2016 incident. The billionaire reportedly asked her to do more during an in-flight rub down. All right, let's put up the picture of the multi-billionaire, okay? Now, he's saying, this needs more context. I'm gonna read to you the response, it's quite fascinating. The attendant worked as a member of the cabin crew on a contract basis, all right? So that's your first clue. She's not an executive, this is not a severance package. She's a contract worker who received $250,000, all right? Contract worker for SpaceX's corporate jet fleet. She accused Musk of exposing his genitalia to her, rubbing her leg without consent, and offering to buy her a horse in exchange for an erotic massage, according to interviews and documents obtained by Insider. Now, this really should not come as a surprise. I know he presents himself to be one particular way in the public, being a guy who is all about just protecting the right of others to speak up. However, he has routinely engaged in these practices of silencing the voice of those who work for him. His workers do have to sign agreements to not say anything, okay? It's called an NDA. And these are commonplace for the companies under his leadership. This individual is not a free speech absolutist, far from it. Now remember, some of the people he idolizes, like Donald Trump, well, Trump said he likes to grab women by the you-know-what. And that's one of his leaders. So this should not come as a surprise. All right, the incident, which took place in 2016, is alleged in a declaration signed by a friend of the attendant and prepared in support of her claim, all right? She told a friend the incident occurred during a flight on a Gulfstream G650ER owned by Musk. A sexual misconduct claim was filed in 2018, which reportedly led to the payout, okay? Musk said the recounting of the alleged sexual impropriety lacked context. In an email to Insider, he noted there was, and I quote, a lot more to this story. Before he asked for additional time to comment, they gave him additional time, and guess what? He did not comment any further. So literally, he does respond to the allegation. He responds to the allegation by saying, there needs to be more context here. He does not deny the allegation. He does not say it did not happen, nor does he provide explanation as to the payout, which was meant to look like a severance payout. But let's talk about some things not being discussed in the media. Number one, this is called solicitation of prostitution. That's a crime, number one. That's not being discussed in any of the media narratives that you will see about Elon Musk. It is almost as if the behavior is somehow non-criminal when Elon Musk does it, and it is simply a bad story. No, this is criminal solicitation for prostitution. Number two, obviously, if this happened in accordance to the words of the friend who said this happened, well, that's also a criminal violation. That's unwanted physical contact, and it happened on a plane. Well, where's the jurisdictional line now? Likely the federal government. Will anything happen to Elon Musk criminally? No. Will charges be filed against him by the appropriate authority? No, because he's rich, he's powerful, he's privileged, he's white. So none of these things will happen, okay? there's more. He said, and I quote, "If I were inclined to engage in sexual harassment, this is unlikely to be the first time in my entire 30-year career that it comes to light," he added. Musk also called insiders reporting about the alleged incident a politically motivated hit piece. Okay, all right, let's go down the rabbit hole here, Elon. The reason why it has not come to light is because you're paying people $250,000 for them to remain silent. And even in this case, it did not come to light because of the person you paid, which means your strategy works. It came to light because of somebody you did not pay, a person who was confirming the story and the claim. All right, so there you have it. Okay, Ms. Frank, thoughts?
This is why I really love going on your show, because you always hit every point on the head. Like, yes, this man has an extensive history of shutting down whistleblowers, shutting down people who don't agree with him, shutting down people who he's abused in his life. And so I think he's a completely morally bankrupt man. Like, he is, like you said before, he doesn't believe in free speech, especially when that speech is a direct threat to his power and his wealth. And so, yeah, like, this man has a class action lawsuit against his company for racial discrimination. This man has a history, and it's well documented that he silenced a whistleblower from his company. So do I believe that he did this? Yes, I do, completely. And again, to what you said before, his 30-year history, yeah, he's been paying people off. And so, yeah, this man definitely did what the allegations said that he did, and he's gonna keep doing it as long as the public and other people in power allow for him to do that. And it's just completely disgusting that men with power can continue to get away with these things.
Yeah, very well said.